Hey everyone, what's up? Today is your guy. It's your favorite one guy here, coming at you live from a very cold. It's getting cold actually, California. Yeah, it's getting a little chilly. So I just wanted to go over my first experience with my LVO, which stands for the Las Vegas opening. Just let you guys know it was like some some things that I learned, some things I wish I learned sooner, and just how it all went down as I continued on my path towards walking the fine line of chaos. So let's get this party started. So what is the Las Vegas opening? Well, it was a 3-day event. Normally, it's like a big tournament for the Warhammer scene. Uh, it used to be, I think, like one of the last tournaments that they would do, and then you would go ahead and whoever won this one would pretty much won world would have won worlds or would have been top dog. So this year I guess they did it twice. So they did one in earlier this year, which I couldn't go to because I just kind of didn't have a list ready and was kind of like still a little bit a green. I guess I'm still green, but a bit more green than I am now. But this time, I guess it was in October, which they would normally have done the SoCal one, and then this one was held in downtown Las Vegas. So we kind of stayed at the Golden Nugget. 'Cause that's where like Frontline Gaming was kind of like, oh hey, we're giving discounts for this. So I was like, cool, and it was convenient because there was an actual shuttle. I didn't know about that. There was a shuttle that led you to and from the park. It's or not park, the hotel to the convention itself, which was great. It ran every 30 minutes, so you didn't have to wait too long to hop back in and head back out. But this was literally the first frontline gaming event that I ever kind of participated in a competitive scene. Normally, I don't really play a lot of competitive 40K. It's more like beer tabletop with me and my friends. Um, and then even that, I was like, well, why not? So I started content creating around particularly this army that we're going to be talking about, which is Death Guard. Personally, I wanted to build a 2,000 point list with only units that were available to me in my local Games Workshop store, as well as my local store. Shout out to Warpack Games, which is located in Lancaster. If you guys are within that area, go ahead and go check them out. They're fantastic, and they do know a lot about their Warhammer stuff. Same thing with the GW store in Palmdale, as well as the one located in Madrovia, which, if you were to see my other content, they're great, but they didn't have what I was looking for at that time. Another set goal was for me to at least win 2 games in that event, whether it be day one or day two. I wanted to at least come home with at least a W, and it'd be better if it was 2 Ws. And then I wanted to go and finish the second day because normally, again, I don't really play a lot of Warhammer, so 2 days of just constant competitive Warhammer seem to kind of be like, I guess it's a lot on on your mental. So I wanted to at least get to at least finish 2 days, and then if I was great, I would have at least gone to day three. But spoiler alert, that might not have happened. So the list, it was the detachment was the Virtual Victorum, which is the regular detachment that everyone, if you're just starting the Death Guard army, I guess that's the go-to detachment because that's one of the more forgiving detachments that you can run. I did run a Demon Prince of Nurgle with the Revolting Regeneration. That's a 5-up Feel No Pain on its body, and then I also ran a Lord of Virulence because I kind of actually love the Lord of Virulence model. I thought that guy was pretty cool. I do have a Furnace of Plagues, but that did was that pretty much just gave me one to my strength and one to my attacks, and then I guess it also gave my melee weapons devastating wounds, which is kind of good because he did have a power fist. I did run Morty, as you can see here. That is my Hobgoblin Morty, my Hobgoblin Mortarion. He was my warlord. I did run a Tallyman. Tallyman at me throughout this entire from May all the way to October, when I was really focused on trying to learn the army. Uh, that Tallyman was he was a fun model. Let's just put it that way. And then I had Typhus. Typhus was my deep striker to get in the back just in case I needed to score points, whether it be I guess behind enemy lines, and then also the one where you're supposed to be wholly within table edges, the four squares of the table, just so that way it's just a single model, so he could have been able to deep strike in 9 inches and be safe and sound. I'll tell you this: throughout the entire LVO experience, I did not use Typhus in that way whatsoever because I never drew those two cards, so meh. But he was still pretty fun model to play with. Other than that, I did run two 5-man plague marines. One with the two heavy plague weapons to be more of my go in and take the objective, and the other one with the Melta to kind of be my stay home and stay in the objective. What was leading them was my Chaos Rhino. I did have two squads of Poxwalkers, so those were I used one squad to infiltrate, whether it be the closest objective to my home plate, and then I used it to kind of screen out the home as well. I did have a fetid bloat drone with a heavy blight launcher, which was Malefic in one of my games, and then I had the Malefic Blight Hauler. Definitely did not show up to play as much. The Malefic Blight Hauler, I definitely maybe later on, and if I had the income or if I was able to get um, that fitted blow drone sooner, I probably would have swapped it and put that and not used the enhancement. But why one guy? Why would you use both one and one? So what happened was my process started with the army box, right? The one where you got the Plague Burst Crawler, you had the Fetid Blow Drone with Heavy Blight Launcher, the Malefic Blight Hauler, you had the Lord of Poxes, you had a 7-man Plague Marine squad, and then you had the 5 Blight Lord Terminators, which, speaking of which, I did actually run the 5 Blight Lord Terminators, and I ran 2 squads of Death Shroud Terminators. Would I have not ran Blight Lord Terminators? To be honest, yeah, it did suck that they were only 3 wounds, but I don't know, man. The games that I did use them, they did shine pretty well for at least for me. I did really enjoy them in combo with the Lord of Virulence to give them all rerolls. So it was a great shooting army because I was able to kind of like move them on day one, move them towards like the bottom edge of the table, and then from there just kind of like ping at my opponent while I had Mortarion, the Demon Prince, and the squad of Death Shroud kind of try to hold the center, and then I had the Plague Marines do whatever they can. They kind of died really easily, but they were still there, still helpful to lob the grenades, and then the Poxwalkers. Tallyman stayed behind in my deployment, just generating me a banana every turn, or at least try to. Throughout the other matches, I'll list the other rounds and I'll show you the banana counter and see how far he went with giving me bananas. Um, so day one of the tournament, oh Jesus, day one of the tournament, it was the mirror match. So it was between another Death Guard army. This one he ran the Champions of Contagion detachment, which thinking about it, I was like, damn, actually, I really wanted to. I was like, man, I should have ran that one only because I was like the ability to swap the contagions to minus the hit and then on your turn minus the save, or even to give them -1 to their movement and then to their charges, advances, as well as their OC. I was like, dang, that would have been super helpful. But the end of the day was 91 to 51. Letting you guys know that that night prior, we kind of checked in around 11:45, and I was dead tired, but I really needed to finish at least 3 Death Shroud Terminators, painting them and everything. So painting them and basing them because I forgot to do that. Man, like the last month, I was really lazy with it. In this game, the Banana Man did not give me any bananas. He was just kind of like withholding them, and then I was like, cool. I guess whenever. But luckily, my opponent, really great guy. He was a judge at his own local scene. He was actually ranked 25th in North America, and then after the event, because we were trading information, he actually turned out to be the ninth place now, which is great. And in doing that whole match, he ran, I want to say, like a Predator Annihilator and then two Predator tanks, and then Flamers. He had a lot of Flamers, Chaos Spawn, pretty much up running the board. So I really couldn't take out a lot of stuff. I think I took out his Death Shot Terminators that were led by Lord of Contagions. But I played Morty really safe because I was more scared of those three tanks than ever before. But I really should have played him forward a little bit sooner because it took him, I think, like two full rounds of shooting before he was actually able to kill Mortarion. And that was with him teaching me the stratagem of the resilience to give it -1 to the damage, incoming damage. So I was like, oh, duh, and very helpful, especially with, Tallyman giving me the extra CP if he did in this game, or just having the Demon Prince just be nearby to give him the -1 to the save. So other than that, it wasn't. It was a really good game, close. I took it to the chin. I was really happy about. Sad about my first loss, but really happy that again he taught me everything. And then in between the rounds, I did meet Steve from Vanguard Tactics. Really good dude. Took a picture with him. I don't know if I'm gonna put it on the video just yet. Maybe sometime later. And then I also met the Vanguard Tactics guys as well. And then I met Tack from uh, 40K in 40 minutes. But that guy, I met him like the night before the event, so he was a little. It was a cool dude. He was a cool dude. I liked him. The next match was Emperor's Children's List. I titled this round MMPCE, and that's only because the man had a Mighty Morphins Power Ranger themed Emperor's Children. So some of his Noise Marines, they were like the Pink Rangers. He had a couple other guys who were like the Blue Rangers, Yellow Ranger, um, Black Ranger. He had like his main character leader units be like Rita Repulsa, so they were kind of like green. His Demon Princes on wings were both Goldar looking guys, and I was like, that's so fucking cool, man. So it was a really cool match. Real chill dude. Unfortunately, he did play passively. He only ran up the board with the Demon Prince on wings and a Mauler Fiend, and then on the other side of this board, he also had his Rhino with Noise Marines kind of like chill in the back, and then he had another Mauler Fiend and another Demon Prince on wings to kind of like, but he held them for too long. So by the time he was able to move forward with them, I was already kind of like generating a lot of like kill more and just holding on to the middle objective for a very long time. And then, yeah, man, he just couldn't really hang on to it too tight. And then the Tallyman banana. This time he actually gave me four bananas, four bananas that round. The final score was 91-54. Again, real cool dude. I really enjoyed playing with him. Really loved the army color scheme. Compared to my purple and green color scheme, I was like, dang man, Power Rangers can never go wrong. One of these days, if I ever get Leagues of Votan, I kind of want to do Hearthguard Warriors looking like the Ninja Turtles. But we'll see. We'll see. Round three. So this is the last round of day one. I went up against a Tyranid list, which was the Invasion Fleet detachment, and my God, it felt like a slog to just get through. He had like 20 Termagants, 20 man Termagants, 10 Gargoyles, I think like 20 man Hermagants. He had the Mama Gaunt that spawned more. He had the CP to spawn more. He had Swarm Lord. He had just a bunch of stuff that was really hard for me to chew through. But again, um, Luckily, he put all his anti tank at the bottom of the map, so I pretty much used the flooded blow drone as well as my Blightlord Terminators, and then my regular Plague Marines just to kind of like take care of him. And then like he couldn't move forward, so he couldn't take over. He took over like the top, like the top. He took over his, and then the top. I had mine, the bottom, and then the middle for like the longest time. So he couldn't push Morty off. So like those Hormagaunts and Tormagaunts really didn't do much to him. And then I also had um, backup for Overwatch, a group of my Blightlord Terminators, Death Shroud Terminators with the Flamers, and they were just barbecuing them. So he really couldn't, stay in the game for too long. Yeah, he was spawning a lot more stuff, but like by the time he was able to touch things, he was like, "Oh, I have like 12 here," and then I had Morty, the Demon Prince, the three Death Shroud, and then for safety measures, I had Typhus in the middle. So that kind of out OC'd him, and then he just couldn't generate more. This game, I should have been really more aggressive with Morty and like charged in on his little guys to keep them at like the bay, like double charge and just sweep. Because I did have the sweeping profile, I just was too scared of his anti tank. But then after a while, I was like, you know what? His anti tank, they weren't doing it for him. Like I literally killed all three of his anti tank. I think it was like two Trevagants, and then no Trevagants. Is that what they're called? I don't know. It was his anti tank. He had like the guy with like the rupture cannon, and then he had like the two guys that had like the little funky things on their head. But yeah, this time definitely the Blight Lord with Lord of Virulence as well as the um, what's it called? Feathered Blow Drone was just that round. They were really fucking great. So after that, was kind of getting a little tired. My saves were really great that game. I'm not gonna lie. Like he had to get like he tried to kill one of my guys. So if he would have killed him, he would have gotten the kill more. But unfortunately, he rolled two ones and he didn't kill the feathered blight drone. But that game was kind of like it was 50 to 45, so it was a really close game. Only because I did forget to keep track of my points, so that's a bad on me. I'm so used to my opponent keeping track of my points, or my friends doing it for me. So definitely, for future reference, again, Greenhorn here. Hopefully, with more games under my belt, I'll definitely keep track of my points because I think this game would have been more. I would have ran all the way with it more if I would have just kept track of it. Banana counter at the end of the game, at the end of day two or at the end of day one was 8 bananas. So he generated me 4 more bananas this game as well. So yay, Banana Man did his thing. Other than that, afterwards, again, day one was over. We went to go eat at Heart Attack Grill. Finished our food. Well, my two buddies didn't finish their food on purpose, so that way they got spanked. Um, I finished my food because I didn't want to get spanked, but I ended up getting spanked anyways, just for the fun of it. We walked around Fremont for a little bit, played a couple of slots, lost a couple of money, stayed up a little bit too late than what I wanted to. Went to bed like around 2, only to get up again at for day 2. And this the one that didn't count. That's what I'm counting. Some solid tiling round 4 because I did drop, but I dropped before my opponent was able to input the score because he told me he was gonna do it, and I was like, "Sure, go ahead, brother." And then I kind of walked away, and I just dropped. And then he came out to me and goes, "Oh, hey man, you dropped before I was able to do it." So we had to find a judge. The judge was able to give him the points, and because I dropped, he said, "Go kick rocks," and I was like, "Yes, sir." But yeah, unfortunately, that game was 34 to 100 against Custodes. So the man had like 2 tanks. He had like a couple squads of his Terminators, and then he had a couple squads of his like super Terminators. I want to call them. I don't know. Again, I was super tired. That day I was super exhausted, so I felt real bad. I did lose a lot in the movement because I was like giving away pieces, just like sacrificial pieces. Like I should have advanced the Rhino to hide behind cover. Shouldn't have given it to him for free. The Malefic Blight Hauler, like uh, both, you know, the hauler as well as the drone both blew up in the same turn, And then on top of that, they blew up again. So I was like, oh man, it happens. And then the man just straight up just didn't care for Morty. Like Morty was in the middle, and but because I already lost a lot of units, he was able to just kind of take control of the whole board. And then my Blight, Death Shot Terminators didn't really do much that game. In fact, they also died to like two tank fires. So again, I was just giving up units left and right. So I was, at that point, I thought to myself, man, I'm so tired. I'm not having fun here. I'm just going to drop and enjoy the rest of the con. Probably go listen to a Vanguard Tactics video, seminar. Stayed around a lot of the vendor area, and ended up buying, spoilers for the new army. I ended up buying some things from GW, and then yeah, I just enjoyed the rest of the con. Did the laser tag because there's a laser tag event for like $15, so we did that. Um, and learned Lorcana, and yeah, wanted to go do the magic event so I can get the Spider-Man magic deck, but we didn't have time for that. And then from there we ate Thai food that night, and then the next day packed our things up and headed back home to California. Some key takeaways: definitely get more sleep. I'm gonna definitely. So what kind of saved me were these wonderful coffee candies that I got from LA Comic Con for free. So these are really good. Two of them equal to like one candy. They're like I think like 80 milligrams of caffeine, but super helpful, especially for my ADHD brain. Healthy, stay focused for the most part. But I didn't take it the second day because again, I just maybe because I was just tired, I didn't want to do it anymore. Maybe that is definitely out of the two goals that I did do, I won the two matches, lost two, win two. So my 50% win rate with Death Guard. Hey, but I mean definitely to finish the goal next year. So hopefully by next year, I'll probably have a couple other GTs under my belt. I'll probably have a couple more RTTs, and I will focus definitely on completing and finishing up the days. If I was to change the list, I would definitely change the Malefic Blight Hauler to maybe another Fetid Bloat Drone with a heavy launcher, or just straight up just run the Lord of Contagions as well. Because I felt like there were times where I'm like, man, I really wish my guys were to be able to charge in and like blend or something with sustained hits and all that, and lands. Because I just really wish I was able to take out those tanks beforehand. So then at least he wouldn't have, uh, at least against the custody player. I don't know. Uh, but unfortunately, next year's goal, if you were to look at my TikTok or if you were to see my other social media post, I'm no longer going to be running Death Guard. Death Guard was kind of like a one fun and deal done, but I'm going to focus more on Chaos Space Marines because I bought a Night Lord dice as well as Night Lord objective markers from Games Workshop because they had like that limited edition event only ones, and I was like, oh man, I have to pick those up because when are you gonna get those again? So I shield and shill. Anyways, I caved and bought those. You know, happy early birthday gift, birthday to me. So I think I have them. So I have the dice right here. So I can't wait to post my first game and play with these sick dice. Right now, I do have about like 1,000 points of Chaos Space Marine army that I need to build and paint. So I'll probably have that built and painted. And then don't worry, I will still do some dirty punk tactic videos. Because again, I did learn how to use Mortarion with the Demon Prince a bit more efficiently. So I do want to kind of post that. I will also be posting punk tactics as well for you know, Night Lords or for the Chaos Space Marine faction of it. So definitely, I'm probably going to lean more towards the Dread detachment, or maybe Renegade Raiders. I don't know yet. We'll see. Again, I'm gonna build around the stuff that I can obtain either by my locals or by Games Workshop. So I'm not gonna do anything too crazy and go out and like order the better units that I can get. So the Christmas box I'm definitely looking forward to, so I can pick up some obliterators only because I do like how they look and I want to play with them. That is it for me. I just want to say thank you guys all so much for staying and watching this video. I do know that it is a very long video. I'm going to try to post at least a long form content at least once a month, and maybe do some short form content in between. I'm also going to be posting some deck lists for Gundam, the Gundam TCG that I'm going kind of like digging deep in, and then I will also be posting again more Warhammer content in the near future. Thank you all so much, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.